Now, let go of specific objects. Rest as pure awareness itself. Awareness of something, but awareness in itself. This is your true nature. Consciousness without content, silent, vast, eternal. This is who you really are, the observer observing itself. The awareness, aware of awareness.
Observe the observer. Become aware of the awareness. Observe the observer. Witness the witnesser. Bring yourself to the space of witnessing the witnesser, observing the observer, becoming aware of the awareness. Gently rest in the state. Continue. Be in the space of observing the observer, witnessing the witnesser, becoming aware of your awareness. As pure awareness, not aware of something, but aware of awareness. Silent, vast, eternal. This is who you really are. The observer, observing itself. The awareness, aware of awareness. Just
is where we mirror our brains with the powerful neurological activity of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, who is the ultimate manifestation of Paramashiva. Here, in this auspicious moment of space-time, through this puja, we will access the higher vertical time zones. Let us now offer our heartfelt gratitude and devotion to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and all his deities in Kailasas around.
वराभयकराम्बुजं विमलगन्धपुष्पाम्बरं प्रसन्नवदने क्षणं सकलदेवतारूपिणं स्मरेत् शिरसि हंसकं तदभिधानपूर्वं कुर्वन् अथ धूपः ॐ धूरसि धूर्वधूर्वन्तं धूर्वदयोस्मान् धूर्वदितं धूर्वयं वयं धूर्वामस्त्वं देवानामसि संस्थितमं पप्रितमं जुष्टतमं मन्नितमं देवहूतममृतमसि हविर्दानं त्रिगुंहस्वमाह्वाः मित्रस्य त्वा चक्षुषा प्रेक्षेर्मा संविक्ता मा त्वाहिगं शिशुम् श्री सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः धूपमाग्रापयामि अथ दीपः ॐ उद्दीप्य स्वजातवेदो भग्निं निरवधिं मम पशुभृत्यमख्यमावह जीवनं च दिशो दिशा मानोहिकं श्रीर्जातवेदो रामश्वं पुरुषं जगत् अभिर्दग्नागहि श्रिया मा परिपादया श्री सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानन्दपयामि नैवेद्यानन्तरमात्मेद्यानन्तरमाचमनं समर्पयामि नीराजनम् तत्त्वज्ञानप्रदाताय नित्यानन्देश्वररूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् मूलप्रकृतिरूपाय परमशिवशक्तिस्वरूपिणे आदिपूज्याय देवाय सकृत्पूर्णत्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् सर्वाभयविनाशकाय शत्रुसंहाररूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् योगपट्टाभिषिक्ताय राजसन्न्यासधारिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् सार्वभौमैकपत्याय राजराजार्चिताय च श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् मङ्गलं कल्पवृक्षाय मङ्गलं ज्ञानदायिने परमशिवाय श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वराय मङ्गलम् मङ्गल्यानन्दाय गुरवे मङ्गलम् हरिः ओम् तत्सत् सर्वं भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव पादुकार्पणमस्तु। ॐ नित्यानन्दम्।
As the ultimate manifestation of Paramashiva's Dakshinamurti, Veena Dakshinamurti, Yoga Dakshinamurti, Vyakhyana Dakshinamurti, Gurumurti, Ashwarudamurti, Brihaspati and Shukra. I bless you all with Paramadvaita. All the Chit Sabha members, Rajya Sabha members, Kailasa-vasis, Kailasas, e-citizens, and all the devotees, disciples, everyone connected through all the social media, Paramashivam, with the grace of Arunachaleshwara Paramashiva, Arunachaleshwara Karunamurti, we acquired a new property to connect Nithyananda Janmabhoomi and the temple directly. So we are naming that property Nithyananda Veedi. If we buy one more property, it will be directly connected. The Nithyananda Janmabhoomi will be directly connected to temple main temple. So today we are officially inaugurating that property, Nithyananda Vidhi. Blessings. With this, I am entering into today's satsang. Paramashiva's direct message from in English. I am trying to translate the word avyakta as void state of manifestation. I want to speak to you about the void because unless you understand the avyakta, you will not understand the mystery of creation. Only when you understand about the unmanifest, you will understand how the manifestation happens. The avyakta void is not a place in space, and it is not a point on the clock. The void is state of consciousness. It is the stillness before form and the silence before the manifestation. It is the deep inward threshold where the world begins to fade, where the senses loosen their hold, and where you are no longer bound by the evidence of what already is. Ramakrishna calls this space Bhava Samadhi, where the form and formlessness meet. Mandukya Upanishad explains Nanta Prajnam, Na Bahish Prajnam, No Bayata Prajnam, Na Prajnanaganam, Na Prajnam, Na Prajnam. Adrishtam, Avyayam, Haryam, Agrahya, Maya, Agrahyam, Alakshanam, Chintyam, Avya, Padeshyam, Ekatma Pratyasaram, Prapanchovasamam, Santam, Shivam Advaitam, Chaturtam, Manyantesa, Atmasa Vigneyaha. He who is neither inward wise nor outward wise, nor both inward and outward wise, nor wisdom self-gathered, nor possessed of wisdom, nor imposed of wisdom, he who is unseen, incommunicable, unseizable, featureless, unthinkable and unnameable, whose essentiality is awareness of the self in its single existence, in whom all phenomena dissolve, who is calm, who is good, who is the one than whom there is no other. Him they deem the fourth. He is the self, he is the object of knowledge. Listen. This is the strongest, longest, most detailed Upanishadic description of the formless avyakta, silent beyond inner and outer awareness state. When you hear the word void, you must not think of emptiness or something dead or barren. No. That is why void is a very poor word for avyakta. Understand as unmanifest. The void is not lifeless nothingness, it is fullness without a form. It is pure potential before it hardens into fact. It's an unseen ground where all the things exist before they appear. In the outer world, everything seems fixed, but in the void, everything is still open and responsive. Many go wrong because they try to change life while remaining on the surface of the mind. They try to create while still completely immersed in the problem. They look at the condition and react to condition, fear the condition, and then attempt to produce a new result from that same level of consciousness. You cannot transform anything if you remain identified with the noise of the outer world. If you would create something new, you must go deeper than the waking mind. You must withdraw from appearance and enter the place where appearances are born. That place is void. When you hear the word void, you need to understand this unmanifest concept of avyakta. Unmanifest. Why? More detail. Kathopanishad describes Yada panchavadishtante jnanani manasasaha buddhischa na viseshtate tamahu paramam gatim. When the five instruments of knowledge stand still together with the mind, and when the intellect does not move, that is called the supreme state, mere relaxation. Relaxation is only the beginning. Restful awareness, emotionally present but not charged, mentally present but not feverish, mind present without mental fever. You may be relaxed and still be fully aware of the room, the sounds, the body, and the worries of tomorrow. That's not void. The void begins when you withdraw your attention from the senses so deeply, that the outer world no longer holds you. Listen, Patanjali describes this state. Tata drashtu swarupe avasthanam vritti sarupya midaratraha. Tata drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam vritti sarupya. Abiding in the self is what is described here as avyakta, unmanifest, void. You are not supposed to fight the senses, and you are not to strain against them. You simply stop attending to them. You let the body become still, heavy, and distant. You let the sounds of room drift into the background. You let the awareness of space itself begin to fade. You lose interest in the outer world and turn inward toward the silent center of being. then there comes a delicate interval where you are not fully asleep and not entirely aware of this world. Gita says, Yata samharade chayam kurmongani vasarvasaha indriyani indriyartebhya stasya prajna pratishtita. Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, 58th sloka. One who is able to withdraw the senses from their objects, just as a tortoise withdraws its limbs into its shell, established in divine wisdom. You are aware, but the world no longer feels solid around you. The body is quiet, the senses are dim, and the mind is no longer arguing as it did in the waking state. This is the lull, this is the stillness, this is the threshold of creation, this is the void. Listen. There is a major difference between pre-Shankara Advaita and post-Shankara Advaita. Listen. Pre-Shankara, classical Advaita, and post-Shankara, Shankara Advaita. The major difference, you can see stark difference. Just Shankara's Guru, Govindabada, Govindabada's Guru, Gaudapada. Gaudapada's Mandukya Karika and Shankara's Bhashyas. There is a stark difference. I can say in a way, Shankara is talking to a different set of people and he has to present his arguments in a different way. So he is using a different words, or I can even say he has developed it for various sampradaya people to understand Advaita. Whatever word I may use to justify, interpret, but there's a big difference between pre-Shankara Advaita and post-Shankara Advaita. Maybe I'll have a separate satsang about it elaborately. So now understand about this void. This avyakta is the threshold of creation. By the practice of yoga, then the yogi is able to behold the soul through the purified mind and he rejoices in the inner joy. This state is important because consciousness becomes receptive there. In the waking condition, the mind is crowded with reaction, doubts, logic, memory, fear, and the constant testimony of senses. A potter, in those days, a potter makes toys also out of clay. A potter made a mice and elephant out of clay. Seeing both, Vedanti argues this is also same clay, this is also same clay. Why you call it as mice and why you call it as elephant? The potter says, because it is in that shape. Then the Vedanti asks, can you make this mice into elephant? Potter said, yes. I can make this mice go back to the original form of clay, and out of that clay I can make elephant. This is the click. Get enlightened right now. You are a man made out of clay. You have to go back to that clay state, avyakta. Then from there you can make divine, whatever you want, that fulfilled, ultimate you. The present you has to go back to that clay state to become, to manifest as the ultimate you. The avyakta in the void, that noise begins to fall away. The world loses its pressure there. Problems lose their hardness there. The old state begins to loosen there. The old you is lost and the ultimate you is born. When the old state loosens, new state can be impressed for that acceptance. Because in the void of the mind, in the void, the mind is quite enough to receive and the senses are silent enough not to interfere. When you enter the void, you do not go there empty-handed. You go there with a clear decision and you manifest that from the avyakta void. Patanjali describes Tate varta matra nirbasam swarupa sunyamiva samadhi. When the object of meditation only shines forth in the mind, as though devoid of the thought of even the self who is meditating, that is called samadhi. Even the self who is meditating dissolves. That is called samadhi. You must take you to that avyakta state. You must take with you the end, not the struggle. You must take with you the fulfilled state, not the process of getting there. You must reduce your broken mind to one simple natural moment that would be true if your wish were already realized. You should not concern yourself with how it will happen. You should not rehearse the chain of events. You should not ask by what means the world will rearrange itself. You simply choose the result. You choose the reality already completed. Having chosen it, you enter the stillness and allow that fulfilled moment to arise within you. You do not force the scene. You do not strain to visualize with unnatural intensity, emotionally charged. You let it come gently by being emotionally present. It may be faint at first. It may be simple. But that does not matter. The power is not in perfect imagery. The power is in inner acceptance. The power is in feeling the reality of what is being assumed. You must feel that you are there. You must feel that it is so. You must feel the naturalness of the wish fulfilled. This is the secret of Avyakta. Why? It receives what it feels real in consciousness. It does not respond to pleading. It does not respond to panic. It does not respond to wavering, desire mixed with fear. It responds to inward conviction. It responds to the quiet assumption that the thing is already done. When you enter that threshold, you do not ask as the one who is waiting, you assume as the one who knows. You should not take your problems into the Avyakta void and keep discussing them there. You should not enter that silence only to repeat the story of what is wrong. You should not use that sacred interval to magnify the condition you are trying to outgrow. If you carry the old state into the Avyakta void, you strengthen it. If you carry the fulfilled state into the void, so listen, in the outer world, things appear finished, settled, and already shaped. But in the Avyakta, reality is not yet hardened. In unmanifest, the reality is not yet hardened. In the unmanifest, you are nearer to cause than effect. In the unmanifest, you are no longer dealing with appearances, but with the level from which appearances emerge. That is why you must learn to become still enough to enter it consciously. When you do, you are no longer merely reacting to life. You are touching the level at which life is formed. Guru Madhye Stitam Vishwam. Vishwamadhye Stito Guru. Guruhu Vishwam. Na cha anyaha asti. Tasmai. Guru Madhye Stitam Vishwam. Vishwamadhye Stito Guruhu. Guruhu Vishwam. Nacha anya asti. Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. So understand, Guru Gita beautifully says, the Guru abides in universe, universe abides in Guru. I tell you, every day you are also reaching that moment before you fall asleep. That is why I repeat, the moment before sleep is precious. Every night you are already moving toward the void. Every night the body releases. Every night the senses begin to withdraw. Every night the world